Hi everyone. My name is Dr. Long. I grew up in Sacramento, California, in NorCal, before moving down to UCLA to complete my undergraduate training. From there, after a gap year working in LA, I was very fortunate to start medical school at UC San Diego, where I spent 4 awesome years. Love San Diego, very happy down there. From there, I matched into ophthalmology, completed a preliminary year at Huntington Hospital in Pasadena before moving over to USC, where I train currently in the ophthalmology program. Yeah, so I think when I was applying, two of the things that I think helped me be successful in the process, number one, was probably leadership. During my undergraduate experience, I had the opportunity to get involved and lead a number of organizations on campus there at UCLA. That came up a lot throughout the entire process in secondaries and interviews. And I got to share a lot of those details with members of the committee throughout the whole process. I think probably the second was the clinical experience side of things. During that gap year, I was able to find a very hands-on position working as kind of a different collection of roles, but mainly a medical assistant working with patients day in and day out. And when it came time to put that onto the application, I was really able to highlight the skills that I had interacting with patients, taking histories, even doing some early exam techniques, and putting that all together to present these patients to the physician. So it was kind of I got to highlight skills that would be just so directly applicable to what I would be doing in medical school that I think that helped a lot. Yeah, so ophthalmology for me was something I fortunately found in that gap year, in fact, and I'm glad I did because it's not something that people get a ton of exposure to in medical school. But ultimately, it was really the perfect balance, and on a number of levels. Number one, this kind of balance between people always say you have this fork in the road in medicine where you have to pick medicine or surgery. For me, ophthalmology was really the opportunity to choose both and kind of balance my time on the medicine side of things, thinking critically and working through some of those problems, but also spending time operating and doing a lot of hands-on procedure work over the course of the day. Also, the balance between time in the clinic and time in the operating room, it's almost 50-50 in the field. And for me, I love both of those environments so much. I didn't want to lose one or the other. So getting to do ophthalmology kind of offered both of those. And that was ultimately why I chose it. The last plug for ophthalmology, of course, is, I have a number of interests outside of medicine. And ophtho offered the opportunity to maintain some of those other interests like mentoring and getting to do work like this, and not spend 80 hours a week stuck in the hospital and letting that kind of take over my life. With a lot of the applicants I work with, sometimes people I've noticed are a little bit hesitant to really sell themselves and really showcase everything that they've worked for, everything that they've spent so much time and energy working to accomplish. I always kind of ask people to, think about this process as the most important job application that you've ever, completed and put together. And what comes with that is being comfortable talking about what you've achieved and being comfortable really selling the aspects of yourself that are going to make you a great doctor and the aspects that you ultimately have to offer to an admissions committee. So my advice is be comfortable selling yourself and don't be afraid to highlight, what you've worked so hard to accomplish.
Perfect. Okay, so those are awesome. And now here's like those two extra questions as well.
Mhm.
Do you remember which ones you chose? And I can
Yeah. So how do you help students reach their goals was, I think, what
Okay.
I had in
Sure.
mind, one of
Sure.
them.
I'll ask that one. And then what about the second one?
What mistakes do you see students making?
Okay. Perfect. So I'll ask the how do you help students reach their goals one. Okay.
Cool.
So the question is, as a physician advisor, how do you help students reach their goals?